The digestive health personal checklist every back pain sufferer needs on their side. Hi and welcome. Everybody, it's Jason Barlow, RMT. I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform any stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. This particular list has evolved over nearly 23 years of working in the fields of health and wellness, ranging from nutrition and lifestyle coaching to personal training, and the past 18 years as a massage therapist. So back pain is awful. Bottom line, if you've had a chance to read my book, I explain my history with back pain. One instance was at university, young, healthy man, bent over, put a plate on the ground, couldn't get back up. Back completely immobilized, had to lay flat a couple of days, and then I was on therapy and recovered. Another instance was a basketball injury, sent me flying, and I was flat on my back, actually temporarily paralyzed, couldn't feel my feet, legs, or anything below my hips, essentially. Had to go to hospital. Within a couple of hours, whatever had actually occurred appeased, and thankfully, I was no longer paralyzed. So back pain, of all variations out there, there's so many potential causes to back pain. One of the fundamental aspects to what I'd like to do as a therapist is help people figure out the origins of their pain to the best of the degree that we can. But fundamentally, we can actually create this umbrella from which we can start to use these parts of the umbrella to actually assist us to get a fuller or greater recovery. Now, today I'm centering in, and this is episode 100, by the way, so big fireworks going off in my mind right now. And this particular one, I'm focusing in on a movement that will actually truly help with digestive health as much as it will help with low back pain potentially too. And I'll explain a bit more about how that's going to happen. Now, in the links below, you'll see there's two links. One is for the YouTube video, which if you've had enough of me talking, you want to go straight to the chase and go watch that video, just copy and paste that YouTube video. Go study that movement and then do the movement. And don't just do it today and go, yeah, that didn't work for me. You got to give it time. Like anything, it takes time. You've got to practice it, do it correctly, get some feedback, and just give it time. Give yourself patience. The second link that's in there is from my blog, which I wrote last year, which pertains to this particular topic of digestive health personal checklist. So I give you a rather exhaustive list of all the tidbits of information I've gathered over the last 20 plus years in my industries to help you figure out how it can help not just your back pain, but also digestive issues that could be going on too. So I remember when I was about 14, my parents took us to Paris in France, and we were traveling around and doing our thing. It was a very busy city, just like London, England. And then I felt the urge, so I needed to get to the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, went into the cubicle, no toilet. It was just a hole in the ground, bit of a ceramic finish around it, and two platforms that you would place your feet either side of this hole and essentially squat down. And I did what I needed to do. I took care of my business, but it was the first time I'd ever had to take a poop like that, because we're so used to our comforts in the world that we live in current day, especially in the Western society, where we don't have to sit all the way down. But if you look at some countries around the world that still don't have those amenities and facilities and so forth, or even chairs and tables to sit around for supper and dinner and so forth, that they would sit in a very natural position where you would squat all the way down. So your butt is practically touching the floor. Now, most people, when I test them or ask them to do that movement, it's a struggle. And the primary reason is if you don't use it, you lose it. Now, there's also, if you read my blog, I share an image on this, but there's actually a product out there. It's called Squatty Potty. Squatty Potty. And it's actually a product that you put on the floor when you're sat on the toilet to take a bowel movement. And what it does is it raises your feet maybe 8 or 10 inches. And it actually helps to ease the bowel movement for you. Now, how is that working? Essentially, that squatty potty is lifting your feet high enough. It's almost like your butt is sinking lower. It's almost like you're recreating a full depth squat, which is what I was describing to you I had to do when I was in Paris as a 14-year-old. Naturally, as you get into that deeper position, whether it's squatty potty or full squat, what it's doing is it's massaging. It's massaging the organs, it's massaging the colon, it's actually assisting the movement of fecal matter from in your body to out your body. So there's actually a lot of research behind this. It's not just a made-up thing. There's actually a lot of plausibility behind it, and it actually does the job it's describing. What I'm sharing with you today is if you do this movement often enough, it will not only improve your digestive health, because you're not just massaging the colon, you're massaging all the inner organs, which, right? Put your hand up. When was the last time you massaged your own organs, right? Just a gentle massage of your abdomen. Probably never. We generally might rub our tummy when we've had a good meal, or, it's a bit distended and bloated after we've had a meal. We might rub our belly. But there's actually something so incredibly soothing to receive a belly massage and to actually have the organs, which are known as viscera, massaged. So with that in mind, there's actually some incredible relationships between your organs, or viscera, and the soma, which are related to your muscles and the skin and so forth. So these are called viscerosomato reflexes, or viscerosomatic reflexes. What it's basically saying is it's like the electrical breakers that are in your house. You'll see you've got a whole sequence of different breakers for different parts of the house. And if you flick just one of them, it will throw off or shut off these sockets, the plugs that are on, or anything that's got electric, anything that's on that particular network or circuit will be stopped. Now, it's the same in the human body. You've got multiple nerves emanating from your spinal cord, which is the central nervous system emanating from your brain. All of those nerves are communicating with different parts of the body. If you have some kind of interruption to that nerve due to muscle, or due to, as we've just described, some kind of inflammation in your gut that's corresponding to that nerve that's communicating with those muscles and patches of skin, then you can sometimes be getting symptoms such as skin allergies, itchiness, redness, bloating. You could be getting pain. What else could you be getting in there? Sensitivities. Due to the fact that it's not necessarily a muscle that's causing the problem, it could actually be the digestive organ that's on the same circuit. And what happens then is it actually is altering the communication between the nerve and that muscle and that organ and the skin and so forth, to the degree of which will then alter how that muscle is performing for you. And this is where we then get compensation patterns playing out. You might have gut issues that have been around for the last decade, but now you're starting to notice you have right or left knee pain. And it could actually be the fact that for the last decade, your gut has had some issues you didn't even know about, and it's presenting itself with pain due to compensation over this past decade. Now, in my blog post, I share with you a couple of home tests that you can do to evaluate your digestive health. If you're getting any digestive symptoms, there's an indication that there's something awry in your digestive system. And it's important to have that evaluated. You can self-evaluate or go see a physician or a nutritionist and somebody who understands this body very well, especially the digestive system, gastrointestinal system, so that you can explore and discover what could be going on and therefore how to make remedies. But in my blog here, I talk about taking a beet test. And I'm just going to very quickly describe it. It's basically you put beets into your diet and you do it on a particular day. You make note of the date and the time. You eat those beets with a meal. Then you notice when they first show up in a bowel movement. And a bowel movement is going to be colored purple, right? It's going to have the beet appearance. And what you do then is you note down the time that it took to go from mouth to anus, essentially. That's what we call transit time. Then you take note of the last time it shows up in a bowel movement. And that's what we call retention time. And those two markers, transit time, retention time, are great indicators of bowel efficacy and also overall digestive health. Because at the end of the day, if you're not eliminating it, it's something's happening on the inside. It could be being housed in there, it's blocked in there, it's occluded. You could have leaky gut. I mean, there's a multitude of different symptoms that can arise, or conditions that can arise with poor bowel movement. Paul Chek's book, I've referenced this before with you, How to Eat, Move, and Be Healthy. He has this great image in there with what he calls the poopy policeman, what a healthy poop should be. On average, it should be around 12 inches of poop or bowel matter that we're eliminating each day. It should be a healthy brown coloration. And anything that's not matching that is, he calls it the criminal poops, and he has them on a lineup. It's quite funny to look at the image. And that is an indicator of digestive issues. So bottom line is, pay attention to your body, listen to your body. Any symptoms and signs, they're indicators that something's not right. Go explore it. Take the time to do that. Now, to finish off, in fact, what I've decided to do, I've been talking long enough. This week, I want you to go visit that YouTube video and try the exercise. Next week, I'm going to go into more detail on what this personal checklist actually is. So we'll be looking more specifically at my recommendations of this checklist that you can use to help yourself with digestive function, as well as helping relieve that low back discomfort that you might be experiencing. So thank you for joining me. I hope what you've listened to today has been a benefit. Go get my free digital book while you still can at jasonbarlow.rmt.com. In the meantime, remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority. I'm here to serve you. Any questions or comments, just leave them below and I'll make sure I get back to you. Otherwise, make sure you leave a review. The more people we can reach with this information, the more benefits other people can experience. And that's what I'm here to help you achieve more health, happiness, and vitality. So thank you very much. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Bye.